Hello, my Cancers. This is Damien with HK Readings, Healing Culture Tarot, and I'm here to do your May 2019 General Love Reading. I apologize. I had to stop your last video and begin re-recording because I was interrupted. I'm not even going to get into it. Someone who's just like super annoying comes over to walk my roommate's dog, and I'm just like, A, the dog's not here. B, if you hear me, because I'm in the middle of a reading, you can hear me through the door, okay? I'm doing this in my living room right now. But it's like, maybe you could have thought about the fact that she was let out already, you know? You hear me. Anyways, this is Cancer time. So that's what we're going to get into. Cancer's Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter. If you have those alignments, stay tuned. I've got some messages for you. This is a pretty interesting message here. Now, this isn't necessarily a work reading. This is a love reading, but there is work tied into it. Now, cross-watchers, you're totally welcome. I will be reading from the perspective of the sign that that this video is for, which are my Cancerians. However, to get back into the situations with work here, what I see is crowning, ultimately, is a situation that speaks on you not really catering to it anymore. You're deciding to, or in limbo, going back and forth internally between the decision of seeing the potential out with the current situation or completely letting it go and not pouring your energy and your emotions into it in a very free, loving, and fully expressive way, in a way that is unadulterated, in a way that is pure and fully open. And though there may be the desire to ultimately do that, there seems to be some blockages or hindrances. I see that one would be because you do work with this person, many of you, as I see with the Merchant card here. And, not only that, but because also with the Servant reverse in the size and upright position, because I see, again, such withdrawal of your emotions and then your time and energy and investments, but also feeling a bit sad about it as that rose is on the ground. But she chose to let it go, She chose to drop it. It's symbolic of how clearly, and I would see this being a situation outside of work. You saw this person. You spent time with this person. You hung out with this person. And for whatever reason, there was a fight, an argument, a disagreement, something that allowed for a bit of upset energies to linger. Now, as you stand on the defensive with the Seven of Wands here, not, I feel, in a defensive, in a negative way, but just saying that you're going to stand firm in your decision to just kind of be stoic towards the situation because you don't want to ruffle any feathers with work. And you also know that with such heightened feelings involved, that if anything, you have to take time for yourself to make sure that the next time you're thrusted into such a personal situation with this person, that you handle yourself appropriately, because it takes two to tango. Even if this person gets angry, whether it's you or them, but let's say even if they were the person to do it, you can control that. And by you having control, you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't be the one to initiate it, on the vice versa. Therefore, it's telling of how much power you do have in this situation, whether you choose to proceed or not. Okay? Now, with the Six of Wands, because we go from the Six of Wands to the Seven of Wands, and with the Six of Wands, I feel as though with that celebratory energy that comes with the Six of Wands, where everybody's cheering you on and egging you on, and you're seen in such a positive light, in such regard, it could be a combination of that's how many people are seeing you, as far as, because the wands are, of fire and passion. Like, I do think that generally, though this, oh, okay. So I think many eyes may be on you in this same work environment that you're at. You have this one individual who may be the main that you have these experiences with, or someone that you're in a collaboration with, some type of commerce with the merchant card, okay? If it's not the exact workplace. And then on the other side of the Six of Wands, you have people that are well aware of the interactions that you're having with this main individual. I am seeing lower level managerial. And they're rooting for you. And they see that you have a certain denial in your nature. And I feel as though because you respond that way, this person backs off in a form of protection and denial. And therefore, people are seeing y'all as like going back and forth with, within the state of being denial. But I feel like there's more stress put on it than it needs to be. Like it would be more okay than y'all would think if y'all would be able to handle it outside of the workplace for it to not affect the workplace or the project or the business venture. So with you knowing that, Cancer, that may be a reason you're putting more emphasis on making sure that you have a balanced emotional well-being and mental well-being and spiritual well-being, so that you can just move forward, or if you choose to deal with this person on a deeper level, be able to give them that maternal, loving, just nurturing Cancerian energy that would really diffuse and deflect any situation. Because this person does need someone who will take their cup and love them for them. Okay? Because with the Amir of Cups here, it represents two things. It represents, because you see the level of sadness that is in the Amir of Cups' eyes. So you see that, looking down at the cup, seeing how it's empty, wishing it would be filled with someone else's love, or, a full cup of his love, he or she, but he in the energy, within the imagery, wants to extend that cup to someone else. And there's a certain level of sadness about that, okay? Because there's a lot of romantic, flirtatious energy. This is a card of scorpionic nature. This is alluring. This is seductive. It really refers to the ideal partner of your dreams and someone who wants to give you everything that they can and fulfill your dreams. This is someone that you don't have to try very hard with, which makes it very apparent to others, which is why that Six of Wands energy can come out so strongly, because y'all have never had to try very hard. And some of you may be a little apprehensive about, again, as you, or bringing yourself back into a state of limbo, or bringing yourself into a state of limbo, trying to decide if you will see this person outside of the workplace again or soon, or just really what will happen. There seems to be sort of a pause, but I don't think it'll be for long because of the way that this person within the energy of the Amir of Cups is coming in. All right. Now, this is a person who will never ghost you. We're talking about someone who will keep promises and will, take a sense of responsibilities for your actions. Not someone who's going to say, oh, well, that's how you feel, well, that's on you, that type of shit. Like, this is someone who wants to be accountable together. And I think that as these things are shown to you, you will understand the comforts within a relationship that you could build to create that dynamic outside of the normalcies or the norms of work or whatever. You'll be able to figure out how to make it work, how to make it happen. Okay? But you still do, like, until that time comes, which, this is your May reading. It's going to be a long month. And I say that because if I'm reading, when I get to, because that was the collective energy there, these cards, okay? Now, the top row is you, the bottom row is them, and then we'll pull your goddess guidance. But you're coming in with the Four of Discs, okay? The equivalent to the Four of Pentacles. So that's talking about material gain, money, etc. Like what you're really worried about is of the self and building up your own structural dynamic monetarily and within the traditions of your home. Creating a beautiful home environment, feeling sound, making sure you have money in the bank, money to invest, money to shop and spend. As it still relates to certain restrictions, but enjoying you, pampering you, taking care of you is where you're coming in. And then we also have the Malik of Swords, you know. So it's you're that's the equivalent of the King of Swords, someone who's not going to be easily manipulated or swayed by other people's opinions. Like you're really going to weigh this out. No matter how other people may try to steer you as communications come up between, you know, about you and this person, or how this person is coming in so strong, really wanting to deliver their love, you're going to be unwavered to make sure that everything is understood, that everything is sound, because within the intelligence that also comes in with the King of Swords, and the no nonsense nature that comes in with the King of Swords, like you're at the point where like everything, like within this type of situation that you're in, everything's got to be on point. Okay? Everything's got to be on point. So you've been recovering after hardships. You've gotten out of some, you know, tragic relationships. You've experienced something with this person that may have been a trigger, and you just know that you don't want to go back to it. So you're looking for new opportunities. Now, there's still more to be seen with this person, okay? So while we also have the Six of Swords in reverse, there's still more to be seen with this person, and that's why you end up with the Moon, because all is not known. And I don't think this is deception. Like in the worst way, I think it's just deception as far as what you are not seeing, whether it's by choice or circumstance, which, you know, hey, kind of go hand in hand, especially in this situation. And see, they end up with the Malika of Wands and how they feel about you. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot to be seen. Now, when we come into the Eight of Swords energy, there's a lot of fear and doubts, and there's a lot of things that's nagging this person about where things are going with you. Because they don't plan to be unfair to you at all. They don't plan to hold anything over your head. Hell, as much as y'all can keep private, they're down for that too. And what naturally will be seen because of the chemistry is just what it is. But this is literally someone who, you know, is feeling some type of way because of what they want with you. Okay? Because of what they want with you. Just getting her back in position there. Now with the Four of Cups, to the Ace of Cups, to the Four of Swords, and then on to the Queen of Swords. Like, this is someone who is definitely kind of crying over spilt milk and regretting a decision that they had made. So there very well may have been a situation, because now, you know, like, they realize, just as they have, that even if little petty ways that they had been kind of shoving you off or being unfair to you or whatever, just kind of being like distasteful, which is also something that you notice, which ultimately may have led to the situation. Like, they are within the realization that they want your love. And for what it's worth, they feel they want to give you theirs. But they want your love. And they're willing to put, with the Four of Swords, so much bullshit to the past. They're willing to move beyond situations that led them to create such a disharmonic moment with you, to work on that stuff, to work on things with you. They're not going to just accept putting it to rest with you, because I already told you where they would come in with the Mirror of Cups here, and then ending up with the Queen of Wands here, and how they see you. Vibrant, sexy, charismatic, attractive, lively, and enterprising. Like the wham bam thank you ma'am, the all-in-one. just glorious, exciting, like passionate. Like you ignite something within them. You are the fire that touches the wick on their heart and it ignites. So there's a lot they will put to rest to be with you. And you will start to see how things unfold within the energies of the moon based on what I just said, Cancer, in the month of May. Okay? So let me go ahead and get a couple of Goddess Guidance cards for you, and then we will have this video wrapped up. Very much so. Okay. Wow. So I went and pulled 3 for you. Now, this third card that I will read to you, I seldomly pull. Seldomly. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've pulled this card since I've had the Goddess Guidance deck, and I'll get to it in a moment. But first, we have the White Tara, okay? The card of sensitivity. You're becoming increasingly sensitive. Avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals, okay? And this is also just talking about being aware of certain ways of thinking, okay? You know, your thought process, everything you think, your thoughts will attract to your life, okay? And you will also be very responsive, again, to what other people put out to you in the sending and receiving of communication and energy. And like we talked about before, not wanting to approach a situation until you've got everything down packed, right? Until you have the balance mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because you understand the level of sensitivity that is around you right now. It's a beautiful thing, because the sensitivity is relative of the blossoming that you are experiencing right now. You are the most sensitive in times of transformation, which allows you to understand that sensitivity and strength do go hand in hand. So yes, avoid petty fighting and arguments, and avoid, you know, ways of thinking that are very detrimental to you. Drinking, if it takes you to a place, if you know this, because this is definitely a card that also denotes drinking or other usage. It's definitely my card of drinking. We have Cordelia, go outside. You've been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. It's telling you to meditate outdoors, connect with nature. Again, you're balancing and centering with the lands that you're a part of. As you earth and you stand on that ground without shoes, without socks, that energy is channeling up through your feet and through your body. And you are sending to it. And there's a symbiotic nature with that. And there's a connection that's needed to be grounded. Okay? There's a denotation of grounding when we speak of Cordelia. And last, this card I say that I seldomly pull here, Mother Mary. Expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So have faith in this situation that may seem like it may be too sticky to get involved in, and understand that you know who makes your heart beat, who makes your heart sing, who can touch you and you just feel a certain way, who you look in their eyes and you just see the sweetness of life, okay? Many of you are going to be birthing something so new in the beginning. So new and so beautiful, this union, okay? Because we're talking about births here. Miraculous births. Some of you maybe get pregnant in the month of May. Become pregnant in the month of May. But overall, I think it's a safe situation for you to consider and really go for it. I highly advise that you do. That's what I've got for you, Cancer. Happy May.